Welcome to Thai Movie Recap, where cinema becomes a heartbeat, and every story we tell reveals the soul behind the screen. Today, we step into the fire, a story of loyalty, of ancient strength, and of a bond stronger than blood. This is Yum Goong, the story of one man, one elephant, and the fight that shook the world. Somewhere deep in the countryside of Surin, a man and his son stand beside the river. The sun glows orange against the muddy water. The boy's name is Kham, a quiet child, but in his eyes, there's the spirit of something ancient, something wild. Kham's father, Tony Jaa, is an elephant herder, the guardian of a bloodline said to descend from the royal war elephants that once carried kings into battle. These elephants aren't just animals, they are sacred, family, born under the same sky, raised under the same vow, to protect each other until death. One evening, Kham walks beside the great elephant Tony Jaa. The old bull moves slowly, its eyes wise and calm. Beside them, a newborn calf stumbles in the mud. Kham's little brother in spirit, a baby elephant they call Korn. Kham, softly, "You'll grow big and strong, Korn, like Tony Jaa." His father smiles. He doesn't speak, only places a hand on Kham's shoulder, and together they bow before the elephants. Tony Jaa, a man who forgets where he comes from, forgets who he is. Sound echo of a distant temple bell. Days pass. The fields turn golden. Kham grows into a young man, trained in Muay Thai. Not the sport you see on TV, but the ancient art born from the battlefield. No gloves, no mercy. Every strike is a weapon, every movement a prayer. When Kham fights, he doesn't fight for glory, he fights for something older, the spirit of the elephants, the soul of his ancestors. At night, under the full moon, Kham and his father perform the elephant dance of protection, a ritual that blesses the herd with safety. The air is heavy with smoke, the sound of drums echoes through the forest. It feels timeless, beautiful, sacred. But fate has already chosen its moment of cruelty. Kham runs toward the noise, the jungle trembling beneath his feet. There, men with rifles, poachers. They're after Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa shouts, "No! Not the royal bloodline." A shot rings out, the old elephant collapses, its massive body hitting the ground like thunder. Kham screams. His father runs. Another shot, and everything goes silent. Kham kneels beside his father's body. Blood stains his hands. Tony Jaa is gone. Korn, the baby elephant, is missing. The world that once felt sacred now burns with rage. In that moment, the boy who loved elephants becomes a man consumed by vengeance. He swears he will bring Korn back, no matter where the path leads, even if he must cross oceans and break every bone that stands in his way. And so begins his journey, from the sacred lands of Surin to the neon chaos of Sydney, Australia. A world that doesn't understand his pain. A world that doesn't respect the sacred. But soon, it will. Sydney, Australia. A world far from Surin. Steel towers, neon signs, and streets that never sleep. The air smells of gasoline, rain, and cheap cigarettes. Kham steps off the bus with nothing but a backpack, a photo of his elephant Korn, and the fire of vengeance burning behind his eyes. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't need to. Rage is a language everyone understands. Kham walks through Chinatown, the narrow streets lit by red lanterns. He's looking for anyone who might know where his elephant was taken. Rumor says a Thai gang in Sydney traffics rare animals, and among them, elephants. He shows the photo around. "Have you seen this elephant?" People stare, shake their heads. Some laugh. Until one man, an old noodle vendor, stops stirring his pot. Vendor, "That's not just any elephant, is it? That's royal stock. Someone rich bought it." Kham quietly. "Where?" The vendor glances around nervously. "You didn't hear it from me, but there's a restaurant. Yum Goong. They serve something unusual there." That night, Kham finds the restaurant, a grand Thai establishment in the heart of Sydney. The kind that serves the wealthy, the corrupt, and those who can afford to eat anything they desire. Inside, the decor is elegant. Gold statues of elephants, paintings of Thai temples, a mockery of the real thing. Behind the glamour hides something rotten. Kham sneaks inside the back door, his eyes narrow. And then he hears it, a familiar sound, a muffled cry, deep, guttural, unmistakable. The sound of an elephant in pain. He follows it through the corridors, past freezers, past butcher's hooks, and then he stops. Inside a giant container, the bones of an elephant. Tagged, numbered, ready for shipment. Kham's hands shake. He opens the next crate. Inside, elephant skin, tusks, blood. Kham whispering, trembling, "Korn, The rage he's held back explodes. He storms into the main hall. Dozens of diners look up in shock, and in the center of the room, a gigantic aquarium filled with rare sea creatures, and beside it, the woman who owns the restaurant, Madame Rose. She's elegant, powerful, cold as marble. Madame Rose. And who might you be? Kham doesn't answer. He grabs a chair and smashes it across the aquarium glass. Water bursts everywhere. Chaos erupts. He fights. Every movement precise, unstoppable. This is Muay Thai unleashed, not for sport, but for vengeance. One man rushes him with a knife, elbow to the jaw. Another pulls a gun. Kham spins, breaks his wrist, knee to the chest. The man crumples. The crowd flees. Kham breathes hard, staring at Madame Rose. Kham, where is my elephant? Madame Rose tilts her head, calm. You want your elephant? Then come and take it. Her guards appear, guns, dozens of them. Kham dives behind a table as bullets tear through the air. He runs, crashes through a window, lands in the street below. Sirens blare in the distance. He disappears into the shadows. Meanwhile, inside the restaurant's hidden room, a man named Johnny watches the chaos unfold on CCTV. He's Thai-Australian, a cop with a troubled past, and he recognizes the man in the footage. Kham, what the hell are you doing here? He calls his partner, Mark, a Thai officer working undercover in Sydney. Another body at Yum Goong? That's the third one this week. Someone's sending a message. But Mark doesn't realize the message isn't for the police, it's for the hunters. And it says one thing. You took my family, I'm coming for you. The next day, the city is alive with rumors. A strange Thai man attacked a restaurant, destroyed everything, and vanished like smoke. The police label him a terrorist, but the truth is something else. A man fighting for his heart in a world that has none. At a small apartment on the city's edge, Kham tends to his wounds. He looks at the photo of his father and Poor Yai. The memory of his father's words echoes. Poor Yat, voice in memory. A man who forgets where he comes from, forgets who he is. Kham clenches his fists. I remember, father. He stands, ready to fight again. The war for Korn has only just begun. Sydney, under the neon haze. A city that looks alive, but underneath the lights, it rots. Somewhere in a forgotten corner of Chinatown, Kham sits in the shadows of an abandoned building. His wounds still bleed, his heart colder than steel. He has one mission, find Korn, no matter the cost. Across town, inside a police precinct, Detective Mark and his partner Johnny study the footage from the Yum Goong restaurant attack. On the screen, Kham, fighting like a storm. Dozens of men fall in seconds. No guns, no armor, only pure Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs. Mark, leaning closer. Who the hell fights like that? Johnny, that's Kham. He's from Thailand. His elephants were taken. I think he's looking for them. Mark, smirking. You're telling me he came all the way here for an elephant? Johnny, quietly. Not an elephant. His elephant. That night, Kham tracks down another lead. A Thai gangster named Mad Dog, a man who deals in exotic animals for Madame Rose's empire. Inside an old factory lit by red lamps, Kham moves silently between crates and shadows. He finds cages, snakes, tigers, rare birds, and in the far corner, an empty stall, still stained with elephant blood. Kham whispers, Korn, I'm close. Suddenly, a voice echoes from above. Mad Dog, you're looking for your pet, huh? You shouldn't have come here. Dozens of thugs surround Kham, steel pipes, chains. Their laughter echoes through the factory. Kham, where's my elephant? Mad Dog, grinning, dead. The room goes still, and then it explodes into violence. Kham fights like a storm of fury. Elbow, knee, strike, sweep, each hit is thunder, each movement pure instinct. A man rushes from behind. Kham grabs his arm, twists, snaps. Another swings a pipe. Kham ducks, sweeps his legs, drives his elbow into his throat. Within minutes, they're all down. Only Mad Dog remains, bleeding, gasping, crawling backward. Mad Dog, spitting blood. She'll kill you for this. Madame Rose never forgives. Kham, coldly. Then I'll kill her first. Later that night, Mark finally finds Kham. They meet in an alley behind a noodle shop, the rain washing away the city's filth. Mark, you're the guy from the restaurant, right? You've got the whole police force looking for you. Kham doesn't respond. He just stares. Mark, listen, man. I know you're angry, but this isn't Thailand. You can't just... Kham interrupts. They took my elephant. The simplicity of his words hits harder than any punch. Mark looks at him, realizing This isn't about vengeance, it's about love. He sighs. All right, let's find your elephant. Together, they dig deeper, through corrupt officials, illegal auctions, and secret tunnels under the city. The truth unravels. Madame Rose's empire doesn't just traffic animals. It traffics people, power, and politics. And the elephants, symbols of Thai royalty, were meant to crown her ambition. Her plan? To use the bones of royal elephants in a grotesque ritual, a performance of dominance and greed. The very creatures once worshipped as sacred, now turned into trophies for the rich. Deep within Sydney's underworld, Mark and Kham find themselves cornered in a nightclub, a den of gangsters, neon lights, and broken souls. As they move through the crowd, a massive guard blocks their path. Guard, you don't belong here. Kham, neither do you. And before the guard can respond, Kham's knee drives into his ribs. A second later, elbow to the jaw. Lights explode, the crowd screams. The fight spills across the club, on tables, through crowds, over railings. It's a symphony of motion, raw, brutal, beautiful. Muay Thai against the world. Cameras catch everything. News spreads across Sydney overnight. A Thai man single-handedly destroyed an entire gang club. The world calls him a criminal, but to those who understand, he's something else, a protector. Mark looks at Kham, exhausted, drenched in blood and rain. Mark, you really believe you can win this? Kham, it's not about winning. It's about bringing them home. Mark nods slowly. He finally understands. Kham isn't chasing revenge. He's chasing redemption. Sydney's underworld is bleeding. Every gang lord hides in fear. But Madame Rose, she watches from her glass tower above the chaos. Untouched, untrembled, untamed. Inside her private room, a massive golden Buddha statue gleams under dim light. And beside it, a small carved elephant tusk, a piece of Korn's spirit. Madame Rose, calmly, tell the world that the queen is ready. Her assistant bows and leaves. Behind her, a glass wall reveals the city skyline. Reflected in it, the fire that's about to consume everything. Meanwhile, in the rain-soaked streets, Kham rides a stolen motorcycle through the night. One hand gripping the throttle, the other clutching the last clue he has. A photo of a white elephant symbol, the crest of Madame Rose's empire. Every turn of the wheel is a heartbeat closer to truth and revenge. He races toward the docks, where the final shipment of exotic animals is being prepared for export. Cranes loom like giants. Men with guns patrol the shadows. Kham stops, breathes once, and steps into the lion's den. Scene: the warehouse massacre. Inside the warehouse, cages line the walls. Lions, crocodiles, snakes, and a massive shadow behind a metal gate. Kham approaches slowly. His heart stops for a second. It's Yai, the elder elephant, wounded, shackled, terrified. Kham, Yai, you're alive. The elephant's eye glimmers. Faint recognition, faint hope. But before Kham can reach him, a gun clicks behind his head. Gang leader, step away. He's not yours anymore. Kham turns slowly. He doesn't flinch. And in one swift motion, he strikes. Elbow to the throat, knee to the ribs. Two men drop instantly. The rest open fire. Kham dives behind crates, rolling, sprinting. His body moves like liquid lightning. He grabs a metal pole, deflects bullets, throws it, impales one through the shoulder. He leaps, spins midair, and lands with a bone-cracking kick. The sound echoes through the warehouse. Bodies fall one after another. But he's not killing for pleasure. He's freeing his family. When the last man falls, Kham runs to Yai, breaks the chains with a crowbar. But the joy is short-lived. Sirens, headlights, SWAT teams swarm the dock. Mark appears from behind them, shouting, "Don't shoot!" He's not the enemy, but it's too late. Gunfire rains down. Yai panics, crashes through the fence. Chaos erupts. Kham screams as smoke fills the air. When the smoke clears, Yai is gone, taken again. And this time, Madame Rose makes it personal. Scene: the Pagoda of Pain. Kham infiltrates the upper floors of Madame Rose's skyscraper, a fortress disguised as a temple. Golden statues line the hallways, each floor guarded by men trained to kill. He fights his way up, floor after floor, his body bruised, his spirit unbroken. Then comes the glass hall, the iconic scene. Hundreds of glass columns shimmer like crystal trees. Kham steps into the light. Dozens of fighters surround him. And then it begins, the legendary one-take fight. No cuts, no pauses, only pure motion. Kham fights his way through waves of enemies, ascending a spiral staircase of shattered glass. Every punch shatters a jaw. Every elbow cracks a bone. Every knee lands like thunder. He doesn't stop. Not when they choke him, not when they throw him downstairs. He rises, always rises, because he's fighting for something sacred. By the time he reaches the top, his body is bleeding, his eyes burning like fire. 50 men lie broken behind him. A path of vengeance, paved with glass. Scene: Madame Rose's throne. Kham enters a massive hall. Elephant statues carved from ivory tower over him. At the center, a throne of gold. And there she sits, Madame Rose. Madame Rose, you've caused me quite the mess. Do you even know who I am? Kham, breathing heavily. You're the one who took my elephants. Madame Rose, smirking. They were never yours. Everything belongs to those strong enough to take it. She gestures to her guards, 4 massive bodyguards, trained in different martial arts. Capoeira, wushu, wrestling, swordsmanship. And the final battle begins. Kham's body moves with fury and grace. He deflects blades with bare arms, dodges flying kicks, turns momentum into destruction. One by one, they fall, but not before leaving him shattered and limping. He staggers forward, blood dripping down his face. He grabs a spear from the ground, but then drops it. He doesn't need weapons. He grabs a man by the neck, twists. A sickening crack echoes, then another and another. 54 necks, 54 bodies, a symphony of vengeance. When the last man falls, Madame Rose stands, trembling. Madame Rose, you can't stop me. I am the queen of everything. Kham looks up at the giant elephant bones displayed above her. He touches them, whispering softly in Thai, a prayer for the souls of the fallen elephants. Then he turns, and with a roar, he pushes the massive bones down. They crash through the floor, burying Rose beneath the weight of her own greed. Silence. Scene: Aftermath. Mark rushes into the hall, finds Kham kneeling beside the broken remains of poor Yai's tusks. Mark: it's over! You did it! Kham shakes his head. No, there's still one left. He looks toward the harbor, where Korn, the baby elephant, is finally freed. The little elephant walks toward him, wraps its trunk around Kham's arm. Tears fill his eyes. Final monologue. Sometimes, love doesn't speak in words. It fights in silence, bleeds in silence, and survives, even in hell. For Kham, the journey wasn't about revenge. It was about remembering who we are and what we protect. Because in every Thai heart, there is an elephant. Strong, silent, sacred. And that's the story of Yum Goong, 2005. A film that didn't just showcase Muay Thai to the world, but showed the world what love looks like when it refuses to die. Thank you for listening to Thai Movie Recap. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Yum Goong, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell us which Thai classic you want next. Maybe Ong Bak, The Protector 2, or Chocolate. Until next time, keep your fists steady, your heart humble, and remember, real heroes protect, not destroy. Thank you for listening to Thai Movie Review and Spoil. This was a heavy one, a story that leaves you with a lot to think about. What are your thoughts on the film? Which scene has stayed with you all these years? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. That's all the time we have for today. Until next time, goodbye.